right, good morning and welcome back to Business. Let's do this. We can actually join each other live on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at Metropole TV Kenya. You can actually, good thing about YouTube, you can actually take us a minute behind and start watching us after we speak. Beautiful stuff, isn't it? All right, we are joined this morning by the man himself.
Hey.
I'm not going to call you sir.
No,
I've
don't.
stopped.
Please don't.
Everything is good though?
Everything is well.
Yes.
How are you doing?
Everything is fair.
Fair.
Yes.
Fair.
This morning.
Fair. Everything is fair.
Yeah.
Everything is well. We can strike a middle ground.
Well, could be well, could be fine.
Well could be fine unless we are trying to avoid semantics.
Yes.
You know, it's some of those English words with no meaning. That, hey, how are you doing? You know, that coat looks nice on you. What is nice?
What is nice?
What is nice?
You gotta tell me what it is.
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm feeling like a slave working on a cotton plantation.
Okay.
Yeah, so at least that one paints a picture.
That one paints a picture.
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
well
Yeah.
paints no picture.
It paints no picture, isn't it? So would a perfect greeting in the morning be like, Simba, how are you doing? And then I would say, I'm doing fine. I've only slept 2 hours.
Yes. Actually, I was told never to ask someone, how are you doing? Because if you are asking someone, how are you doing?
Yes.
Then you must equally equip yourself to remedy the situation that gentleman has said. The problem is, with our greetings nowadays, we are very casual about our greetings. And it's like, hey, how are you doing? I'm fine, I'm okay. What is fine? You know? But I like that thing that you put it. I only slept for 2 hours.
I only slept for 2 hours,
Yeah.
but I'm fine.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Not
Yes,
complaining
yeah.
about it.
No.
Okay, a lot happening in the economy, and I just want us to start from one of the issues that are the biggest.
Okay.
I know you're going to forgive me, Dorcas, for starting from that issue this morning. I just want to move here, and so we lay base on whatever it is that we're talking about this morning.
Okay.
When we talk about inflation, I know we're going to talk about it. The big issue this week is the cap on interest rates. And I just want us to really lay background to it. I know exactly what it is that we expect. And I want to ask you this question. Okay. I want us to start from there. We already have seen lobbying start way early. Last week, we have people who've spoken to us in confidence that there are guys already getting offered trips out of the country, you know, so that now during that sitting, the 2/3 majority will not be met when they actually need it. And I'm saying that as regards to President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Sure.
And the Central Bank of Kenya Governor Dr. Patrick Njoroge. They've come out to say, since 2016 to date, we've not seen it do what it wanted to do.
Sure.
Now we need to make a turnaround and get it out.
Sure.
But if you remember in 2016, they did vote for it vehemently and said this is going to be the magic bullet to spurring economic growth. Let's start from here. Do you think these two men are going to get the 2/3 majority in parliament this week?
You're right. Word is going around that, for lack of a better word,
Yes.
people are being given early trips.
Yes.
Early vacations.
Isn't it? Yeah. I mean, take it.
I'm really trying to avoid to use that word. People are being bribed.
Yeah.
So people are being accosted to early vacation, so to speak. And it's vacation that is being billed, or the bill is being footed by someone else.
Yes.
I don't think we're going to get 2/3 majority. So somehow the president is going to get his way and parliament might not veto the president. That is what might appear. But equally, if we can do what some people did to a gentleman in Kibera last week. Oh, not it's called Kibra.
It's called Kibra. You gotta say that.
People might ask us, where
What
is this guy from?
Isn't it?
Kibera.
And what are you talking about? I know Kibra. Yeah, isn't it?
In Kibra, it sounds fake. Yeah,
It doesn't have it's just called
Kibera.
Yeah.
Okay. In Kibra, there's a gentleman who was giving out cash. And after people got cash, they went to the other campaign.
I also received it.
Yeah, so you also did? So actually what we need to do is, you just enjoy the vacation.
Yes.
Or you can just have this guy, can we book for post-dated flight and let me travel in
let me
December.
just travel in
Let me
December.
travel in December.
Yeah.
But the problem here that we have, Simba, so to speak, is that blood is on the water, is already on the water, and the sharks are now circling.
Yes.
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 All right, let's therefore look at it like this, therefore. The president wants it taken out. And I want us to look, I know there's a very purely economic question from a political perspective. Because whether we like it or not now, this is no longer just an economic issue, it's a political issue now. And we've heard him say in the past that he doesn't care anymore. This is last term. I got nothing to lose. I got nothing to gain. So I don't care whether you're telling me that I'm not supporting you, whether I'm working for my people or not. He says he doesn't care. And we've seen that even in his own quarters, where people are questioning the way now he's doing his work in his last term. Do you think that this is going to be the biggest fall for the president now that he wants to remove this big issue within the economy, but at the same time, he's going to rely on the same people who is told, I don't care. The same members of parliament is told you're not going to actually get your way when it comes to raising your payments. No, he has actually told them, I'd rather die than see that happen. That every time you want your way, when it comes to your payments, run to SRC. They're the people that we look at. PSC, no.
Sure.
Do you think it's going to start from there for us to be thinking about it like that? Do you think it's going to start from there? Is that going to be his downfall to get into
Simba, I've always believed, with all due respect, going in, even from the first time, Uhuru has always known, I don't have what it takes. I don't have what it takes. Yesterday I was having some conversation with my wife and I'm saying, when this gentleman sleeps at night, there is that voice that whispers in his heart. You know, that place whereby no one else can fool you, when you're just you and you. And he just knows, I've been a failure, I've been a disgrace, I've been all the negative adjectives to this country, to this economy, to what this country stands for, and to what this country endeavors to arrive or to achieve. Those are very huge and strong words. It's because you cannot, any leader, and it's not on one occasion, it's not on two occasions, any leader who dresses down his juniors, right? From that very point, you don't dress down your juniors, and Uhuru has done it on numerous occasions. So this one, moving forward, the gentleman has nothing to lose. The gentleman has nothing to gain because the gentleman had nothing to start with. Yes. On the basis of, can I take this country to that point? They started by lying. There's a video that is doing rounds in social media where they're saying, we are going to do this and there is a stadium somewhere that is 97% complete. So I'm asking myself, what is 97% complete? Is it that we have built up this stadium and we have painted it up to this point, so the remaining point is the 3% that is not done? Or is it that in laying the cabro, we have laid the cabro up to this point and this point is what we are lacking? So whether we are looking at it, Uhuru went in, one, because he had the ICC to deal with. But now that ICC is behind him, he only has one thing. Can I consolidate the Kenyatta empire?
Yes.
And everything that comes against that either becomes collateral effect. Because this is what we want. And everything even above this 16% interest rate cap. The gentleman says, the gentleman who moved it, Kimani Ichung'wah, the gentleman who is actually brought this bill to see the light of day, he was saying, let's protect the interest of SMEs. How many Metropole TVs are there in Kenya? One.
Just one.
How many Safaricom is there in Kenya? One. How many other KCB in Kenya? But how many people are doing printing business in Kenya? How many tailors do we have in the streets of Nairobi? How many people are doing stuff So which means if we can only get the interest of one Metropole TV vis-a-vis the printers that we have.
Yes.
Yes. So Kimani Ichung'wah is saying that let us protect the interest of people who are actually growing this economy.
Yes.
Safaricom is one and they're doing well, but Safaricom cannot support this economy. The people that are actually supporting this economy are the people down there.
Yes.
And then the bankers are saying that you guys, because you have prohibited us in so to speak from granting these people money, let us grant cash to government. When has government ever produced anything? So the litmus test of any economy is the banking infrastructure,
yes,
the banking ecosystem.
Yes.
And that ecosystem is supposed to be tailored around people who are actually growing businesses, people who are actually developing products, and the banks are supposed to facilitate those products arriving at the marketplace.
Good point is that, yes, we got to a certain point when now the government was pretty much not receiving the money from the banks, and that has been the thing. So let me just take you back to the 6 months to July.
Sure.
The SME sector experienced just a 5.2% growth in pounds. Okay. 5.2. And the government is stressing that this is the backbone of the economy. This is exactly what they want to grow further. Within that period, we are talking about 6.3 percentage points again when it comes to the general economic growth in 2018. And now we're talking about 5.8%. In just the 6 months to July again, we're talking about how much our economy has grown.
Sure.
So when you look at those two numbers, therefore, is it not possible to think that it is not just the cap on interest rates that is actually causing the problems that we're seeing in the economy right now? Because at the back end of that, why haven't we received an update on the Starway product? With the Central Bank of Ghana, in conjunction with some other banks, said this is going to be the best thing when it comes to SMEs in the country. That we're going to give them money with interest rates below the double-digit number within the economy. But we haven't received an update.
No, Simba, in my career, and I would wish you equally borrow this.
Yes.
Whenever someone begins to have a conversation with you on percentages, someone begins throwing statistics your way, that should be a red flag. That person is not being honest. That person is not being sincere. What a percentage? What is 5.2%? What does it even mean? Right? I'm trying to sell chapati. What is 5.2% in me selling chapati? Does it mean that the day I was, before whatever you put in place came into effect, I was making this chapati, and now that you have put this thing in place, I've actually grown my chapati 5.2%. These are things that don't make sense at the ground, where people are actually at the marketplace. We are lacking enabling economic policies at the marketplace whereby we can literally grow people. That I started by this. If this 5.2% would say, when I started doing my chapati, I only had one outlet. Now I have 3 outlets. Then that one would mean I can actually tangibly, I can actually tangibly assess that, hey, you've actually grown. But when a bureaucrat or when people who are at the policy table of government begin throwing percentage and statistics, it really doesn't make sense to someone who is actually growing the business, someone who is actually growing their venture. So to that extent, all these percentages, we were at 5.2%, and then we came to 6.3%, and then now, 6 months now to here, we are 5.8%. What does that even mean? What does that even mean?
Should the president fail to get the 2/3 majority that is really looking to, and it looks very, very, very confident. We've seen one more comment saying is that we are ready for it. We're going to do everything possible to make sure that everybody does support this bill, just to get out the cap on interest rates. But surely get it. We've seen other proposals really within the Kenyan economy. Number one, make sure that all the banks in the Kenyan economy 20% of the loan book should go to the SMEs within the Kenyan economy. That for you to get that license, therefore, to operate, you have to say that 20% of your loan book will go to the SMEs. Okay. And number two, that if any SME comes to you when they're really qualified and you deny them that loan, then you can actually be taken to court under the Banking Act. We do know that. And number three, why aren't we pursuing this taboo product that the Central Bank of Kenya Governor, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, did a very good tour, went to Mudhurwa and launched it. So we should be expecting that in our weekly updates from the Central Bank of Kenya, we're getting told that now this week, this taboo product actually did lend out this number of billions. I'm asking all these questions because at the back end of this, we do know that even if you remove the cap on interest rates, you're still going to make sure that the banks, yes, they'll give us this money, but non-performing loans are still going to be there.
Very true. Very true. Now, Simba, let me ask you, these are some of those things that I like to respectfully call them a smoke screen effect.
Yes.
You're telling me that in your loan book, I want to see you advancing 20% of your loan facility, credit facility to SMEs, right? And then really qualified.
Yes.
So what is really qualified? Really qualified would mean that you have a registered business, you have a physical location, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can have actually show me cash flows from your business.
Yes.
But the problem is, I'm giving you, this would be a utopia, kind of. I'm giving you an environment that if you plug into what currently exists, you're going to fail. And at the end of the day, banks will be owning people's businesses, and actually people will be committing suicides. Because as at now, any SME, and I don't want to be a prophet of doom and gloom, any SME who is going to access banks' credit, and some of this credit, banks will have the ability to re-engineer. They will re-engineer interest rates. I'm telling you, most businesses will be owned by banks. And actually that is one of the ways that banks are actually trying to grow their portfolio. That, hey, we gave you money, you guys cannot pay us back. Yes, we want to own this business. And so you guys will, it's slavery. The Constitution says that no Kenyan should be put under servitude or slavery. What banks are doing as at now is we want to create an avenue whereby, and we are doing it legally.
Yes.
Isn't it in the Act? Yes, it's in the Act.
Yes.
But you guys will be in servitude to the banks.
Isn't it? Okay, now this is the last question on this. We saw what the stocks were looking like last week upon that announcement by the president. In fact, he said it and then immediately. Now, the biggest turnover that we're talking about this week is just from the banking sector. The NSE has been dying. I mean, everybody knows the corporate sector earnings have been on the downward, and Safaricom has been holding NSE on this level. Now, the banking sector actually now contributed to the growth that we're talking about. We're talking about 6.4%, 6.3%. We're talking about 9% in all the NSE 20, NSE 25, and NASE index. Do they know something that we don't know?
They know something.
It looks like they know something that we don't know.
They know something that we don't know.
Isn't it?
Or even, could they be whispering in ears that we are not whispering into?
Isn't it?
Because if no sooner had, you remember that English, no sooner had?
Yeah.
No sooner had the president gave an impression than fact has changed.
Isn't it?
So I'm telling you, there are people here, there are specific
because it's an announcement.
Yes. There's a specific
and then immediately we see a turnover.
Yes.
They know something we don't know.
They do. They do. And they have relationships we don't.
All right, let's therefore cross over to another. We're waiting.
Okay.
We're waiting to say. Okay. Let's therefore cross over to another issue this morning. Now, a report tabled in Parliament now shows that the Treasury did not release the full amounts meant for development projects in 81 constituencies in the year ended June 2019. The National Government Constituencies Development Fund, as the greatest CDF status report shows that only 109 constituencies received their full allocation of 109.04 million each, and that all the others did not. The report further indicated that Cherangani stood as the only constituency that received less than half of the allocation, that was at 30 million, as the Treasury continues to hold 4.1 billion meant for constituency projects in the last financial year. Now, MPs had last month called on the Treasury to fast-track release of the funds to the 290 constituencies to ensure the projects at the constituencies are completed. This comes at a time when indeed the former CS promised, and wait for that, not to release money for completion of any project that had not been completed from the previous financial year. The Auditor General as well has time and time again thrown a damper on the way that money on the projects in the county levels is used, pointing to lack of priority and pure theft. Question this morning therefore is this: is it right for the Treasury to say, well, we don't see the need?
If it's not right,
yes,
that's a good question.
Yes,
that's a very good question. If it's not right, and if I say it's not right,
yes,
then it means it's illegal.
Yes.
Yes. No, it's not right.
It's not right.
It's not.
They should release the money.
They should release the money.
It's within law.
It's within law.
Yes.
And someone is actually committing an illegality,
yes,
against 81 constituencies. Those are lives. Those are kids that haven't paid, met their school fee. And those, those are projects, those are wells that
yes,
are not being dug, those
yes,
are schools that are not being built. So someone is actually, and this is the problem that we have,
yes,
especially with governance in Kenya. We have an issue of whereby people are just arbitrary in decision making. How can someone just say that because I'm the CS, I'll not just release money? That's very arbitrary. And if you ask me, why Cherengani?
Why Cherengani, isn't it?
Why Cherengani?
That's the question, isn't it?
Why Cherengani?
Because when you tell a report, the question is, why Cherengani?
Cherengani only received 30 million. That's not even enough to pay the bond. But
yes,
we can actually read malice in that, because the MP that comes from Cherengani has been a vicious opposer,
yes,
of His Excellency Doctor.
Yes.
That is now too cumbersome.
That's too cumbersome.
His Excellency Doctor.
Yes.
Ruto.
Yes.
And so the other one, the gentleman who is actually Rotich.
Yes.
Rotich said that I will not release money
if you don't show me.
So could it be that Rotich was being used by the number 2 for
yes,
personal vendetta?
Yes.
Yes.
But we do have a point, though, that we don't want to give you money if in reality we don't have reports of completed projects.
You don't have the role of oversight.
But you see, this is what I want to ask you this morning. Why can't we move away from this model of County A receives this amount of money by law, as opposed to, this is the financial year that we're talking about, these are the projects, this is the money?
Simba, there's something called jurisdiction.
Yes.
Jurisdiction removes from you that ability to put your thought processes.
Yes.
That because you guys are not working, I feel like I should not give you money. No. The jurisdiction is for you to dispatch.
Yes.
The other person will come with oversight, will just come with oversight.
Isn't it?
Whether projects are ongoing or not, is it under that fiscal year, and do you need to dispatch X? You need to dispatch X because the jurisdiction
yes,
to dispatch X. The jurisdiction is not to oversight
yes,
the usage of that money. The oversight of that usage is with another body altogether.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying, that in arbitrary mode of leadership and administration in
yes,
Kenya, actually people are committing illegalities.
Yes.
Yes.
Here's the thing. We do have a new man at the top office. We have a new CS. We have a new acting. I don't know whether to call him CS or
he's
acting
not substantive
CS.
Yet. He's still
yes,
acting.
He's still acting.
So I don't know
who
is giving him the script.
I also don't know, man. Isn't it? Okay. We have an acting CS. Oh my God. Okay, we have an acting CS.
Okay.
Now we are actually waiting to have a new controller Of course, we have a controller budget. We're waiting for an auditor general as well.
Okay.
Would you say that this is a good reason there for us to say, I mean, just give us time, yes, we're going to release it. We have new men in these areas and we need them to take care of this money. Because at the end of the day, yes, we don't need these people to actually oversight this money that we're talking about. How much is getting spent, where you're getting it to, and how you're getting it back. Yes.
The problem is we don't have a substantive CS yet. This gentleman is just acting. I don't know where he went for auditions and who gave him the script, or which production is this that he's acting on. so it's not substantive yet. So which means as at now, most of his policy advice and stuff will go through a lot of not being second guessed. But as at now, he's not yet substantive.
Isn't it?
Yes. So actually, as at now, and that's why even 3 months after Rotich is still under investigation, this money has not been dispatched. Why? Because this gentleman is not substantive. He's just acting.
We take a short break. Once we come back, should you start celebrating? It's just 1 month to December. What is the inflation level like in the country, and what areas are actually driving up your inflation? Good. We take that short break, Wish.